Welcome to Everyday Life, where a city girl met a country boy and is navigating a country life. Thanks for joining me today as we're going to can up some fresh peaches and make peach jam. The summer is definitely here. The first step to canning our peaches will be go through and give each peach a good bath and make sure that we don't have any kind of blemishes on the peach. So I'll get these washed up and we'll go to the next step. Once the peaches are washed, we'll just go through with a peeler and peel the skins of the peaches off. And I like to use a peeler over a knife because I am better with the peeler than a knife and I don't cut myself. But you use whatever method works best for you. Once I have the peaches peeled, then I can cut away any bad spots. You're supposed to core them, but instead of coring them, I just cut them away from the core. And then this way I can just throw the core part away and use my peaches. You might have a better way of doing this and you can let me know in the comments below. But I just do this quickly because what I'm going to do next to get it into small pieces is I'm going to throw it in the food processor. So I'll just toss these in the food processor because we want them finely chopped, and this will just make the job a little easier as we process these peaches. If you don't have a food processor, then you can do this by hand. This is the consistency I want, and I'll pour this into a bowl. Next, we need to fill our water bath canner and get that put on the stove and start it to bring it up to temperature, because our jars, once they process, will have hot liquid in this, and so this water in here needs to be hot. And you'll also need, I didn't tell you this, but 4 cups of peaches, and based on the size of my peaches, they eat 2 peaches made a cup. We have the peaches in the pot. We will add 7.5 cups of sugar. We'll also need to add 1/4 cup of lemon juice to this mixture. Next, I'm going to put this over medium-high heat and start to stir. I want to stir until all this sugar dissolves. And then we're going to bring it to a boil. So I'll be back once the sugar gets dissolved. I'll be back once the sugar all gets dissolved. This is starting to boil. So we are going to put in a pack of liquid fruit pectin. Now we're going to stir this because we've added the pectin, and we want this to come back up to a rolling boil for 1 minute. And that way we will be able to stir constantly, get this in a bowl, and then we'll be able to put it in our jars. I'll be back for the next step. Just so you know, I like to tell people that pectin is made with real fruit, and it can be used to make traditional cooked or quick and easy freezer jams or jellies. So this is just a great way that we don't have to bring this up to a gelling point. So now that it's really started, you see the rolling bowl, we're going to stir this constantly for 1 minute. I have removed it from the heat, and now I'm going to skim off the foam at the top. Now we can start putting this in our jar. Once you do that, after you've wiped the whole rim with vinegar, you need to just run your finger through the rim to make sure there's no cracks. Now I'll lower my hot jars into my hot water. And I have added a wide mouth jar in there to help all the jars not move around when they come to a rapid boil, but I may add one more jar to fill in that space. What I ended up doing is adding right here a 1/2 pint jar to keep those secure, and I have this wide mouth pint jar in the middle. And now we're going to bring this up to a rolling boil, and we will process it for 10 minutes. Once they've processed for 10 minutes, take them out using your jar lifter and place them on the counter for 12 to 24 hours. And you'll see I've got some dill pickles also, not dill pickles, bread and butter pickles in the background. And I love that popping sound because that means these are starting to seal. If you like this, give it a thumbs up, consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time. Good luck making your jam. Peach jam.